Hi, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's really nice to have you guys here. In today's video we're going to be learning about random forest. In the last video we learned about decision tree. Okay, so today we're going to be learning about random forest. So random forest is one of the machine learning algorithm that we use to teach our machine, to become intelligent. So we're going to be learning about the basics of random forest, what random forest means, and we're going to design our own random forest algorithm or model, and we're going to use it to predict if someone will have heart disease or not. We're going to write the code in Google Colab, so I want you to stay tuned as we learn together. So just like a recap from the last class, we learned about decision trees. So if this is your first time here and this is the first video that you are watching, it will be really good for you to go to that last video. I will try to show it on the screen. So in the last video we talked about the basics of decision tree, how decision tree works, and we were able to implement a decision tree model, right, to do some predictions, because the reason why you need to watch that video is because random forest is based on this decision tree. So like random forest is like multiple decision tree, as we'll see going forward. Okay, so what are we going to learn today? So in today's video specifically we're going to learn what is random forest, right? So what exactly is forest? So like how is forest related to AI or machine learning? We'll learn about that. We're going to see the difference between random forest and decision tree, right? Because it is very, very important, for you to know what is decision tree, what is random forest, and why do we need random forest if we have decision tree. So we're going to look at the pros and cons of decision tree and random forest, meaning that what are the benefits of using decision tree and the disadvantages, right? Then what are the benefits of using random forest and also the disadvantages? Okay, we're going to use some applications of random forest where random forests have been used, so that when you have an application, like you see any problem that you want to solve, you will know that, oh, random forest will be good for this, and you can use random forest to implement that. So then we're going to train our random forest model, and we're going to use it to predict if somebody will have heart disease or not based on some input. And that's exactly what they use in the hospital. When you go and they ask you some question, they will say, based on this person has heart disease or not. Okay, so then after that we're going to do hands-on experiment, like test our model with some values. With that, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing is, what is random forest? Okay, so you guys just listen, follow. It's very easy. So a random forest is a machine learning model. Of course, what we are doing is machine learning model, right? So our machine learning model, the model that we can use to teach our computer or our machine, for our machine to be intelligent, right? So that combines, random forest is an ML model that combines several decision trees. Please see this, several decision tree to improve prediction accuracy and stability. So stability and accuracy. So this means that from the previous video we learned about decision tree. We see how decision tree is being constructed with nodes going to nodes, and then at the end we have the leaves. So if you have not seen that video, please go and watch it, right? So random forest is now combining all those decision trees, just like in the real world we have forest has multiple trees. The same way, random forest is just like a combination of all decision trees. And why do we need combination of decision tree? So it's because when we have more than one decision tree, it helps us to improve our accuracy, number one, and also help us to improve our stability, right? So that's why we need random forest, which is a combination of decision tree. So hopefully you guys are able to understand that, right? So the reason why we need random forest is to increase our accuracy and to increase our stability, okay? And random forest is combination of decision tree. So let's just look at okay, so this is an example. So like this whole diagram is a random forest, okay? So each of these, see this one is a tree on its own. This is a tree, this is a tree, this is a tree. So each of these, there are trees. So now we now combine everything together to now form our random forest, right? So if this tree is able to make a prediction, if you combine it together with all other trees, it will be able to make a better prediction, and I will show you example of that. You know, in our last video we designed a decision tree to make predictions if Titanic's if somebody will survive in a Titanic ship or not, right? So we're going to use random forest for the same thing, and we're going to see that the accuracy is going to improve, right? So now what's the difference between random forest and decision tree? You know, which we should know this by now, right? So a decision tree is a single tree used to make decision based on some data attributes, right? So based on some input, the decision tree is able to make some prediction, right? So now random forest is multiple decision trees, combination of decision tree combined again to improve accuracy and to reduce overfitting. Overfitting is when your model learn too much of your data and it's not able to perform well, right? So just say overfitting is the model not being good, right? So so this is again what a decision tree looks like. Just one tree. So these are nodes, and if you know from the previous video, the last, like all these ones are going to be leaves, right? Just like the way tree works, you know, you have branches are nodes, and the end of the branch is called the leaves, okay? So but this is random forest. You see, combination of this, you know, combination of this is what gives us random forest. I think it's really straightforward. So then what are the pros and cons of random tree and decision tree? So for decision tree, we see it's easy to understand and interpret. It handles both numerical and category data. So let me just show you guys. So you see, it's easy to understand what this is doing, right? But if you have a random forest, you're gonna have like hundreds of all these trees. You know, if you try to view it to see what is going on, it might be difficult, right? So that's why we say that decision tree is easy to interpret. But also, even though random forest is difficult to interpret, you know, some benefit is it reduces overfitting, right? It can handle large data set, which this one cannot handle large data set. It is much more accurate than decision tree, right? Because I mean, accuracy is what we even like want, right? Maybe better than interpreting, but yeah. So it is much more accurate than this, okay? So what are the not so good of decision tree? It's prone to overfitting, can be unstable, right? So and then is less accurate, you know, which is not so good. So the cons of this can be slower if you have a slow system, and it is much more complex. It is harder to interpret individual predictions, right? But even though with all of this one, it is still accurate, okay? So application of random forest, it's almost the same thing as application of a decision tree. You know, we can use it in customer segmentation, medical diagnosis, credit scoring, weather prediction, marketing, and all of that, right? So the only thing is just that random forest will give you better accuracy, right, than decision tree, you know. So if decision tree has 80% accuracy, maybe random forest we have like 90. So that means you get much more accuracy, with random forest. All right, so I think that is gonna be the end of like just understanding random forest. So we are now going to go into Google Colab, and we are going to write some code to create a model that will predict heart disease, based on some input. All right, so this video will end here, and I'm gonna like the video for the implementation is gonna come on the screen right now. Please, it is good to also go and check the implementation out, right? And if you don't want to miss any of my videos in future, it will be nice for you to subscribe, to my channel, and I will see you in the next video for the implementation. Thank you.